Now, while the court upheld the deployment of the military following the recent demonstrations, their specific duties, areas of operation and the duration of their deployment remains unknown. Lawyers say that though there were sufficient reasons to deploy the military, the involvement of Parliament and laws cited by Defence Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale are in conflict and needs urgent clarification. Currently, the soldiers have set up a temporary camp at Nyayo Stadium while randomly patrolling different parts of the city. Ken Gashui with that report.
Kenya Defence Forces soldiers in armored personnel carriers have continued to dot various parts of Nairobi city days after demonstrations that almost shook Kenya to the core. Although it is uncommon for soldiers to participate in internal security operations, Defence Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale deployed the military in the city under Article 241 of the Kenyan Constitution through a Gazette notice dated June 25, 2024.
The circumstances of Tuesday warranted deployment of Kenya Defence Forces under Article 241 3C because clearly security of Parliament was breached. We had security of the Supreme Court, which is the apex court in this country, breached.
Kipkoech Ngetich, an advocate of the High Court, however, questions the involvement of the National Assembly, which purported to approve the deployment, noting that the law cited by CS Duale did not require such action.
On the basis of an emergency or a disaster under Article 241 3B, there is no need for parliamentary approval. What you only need is to report immediately to Parliament, that is within reasonable time, that there was deployment because of an emergency or disaster. But what followed subsequently in Parliament was approval to deploy, which is a requirement of Article 241 3C of the Constitution, and not Article 241 3B, under which CS Duale moved.
Ngetich agrees with Justice Lawrence Mugambi's ruling upholding the deployment of KDF, but maintains that the ruling did not consider the confusion caused by the National Assembly's action.
Justice Mugambi proceeded on the slate of more confusion. It is not very clear whether he was addressing the ratification by Parliament, whether he was addressing the deployment on emergency and disaster, and there is a lot of confusion. And I think going forward, and I pray that we are going to have tranquility in the country, there is need to be clarity on the side of the National Defence Council, which there is need to be clarity on the side of Parliament.
This as bishops from various denominations criticize the government for deploying the soldiers, saying that the move portrays Kenya as a country in a state of emergency.
As for the introducing the army in the streets, that one we object very highly. It should not be given, because when we need the army, where are we going to? Because you are making them to be police.
Ken Gashuhi, KTN News.
Thank you, Ken.